Hello everybody, it's me Meitbox and welcome to today's video. We are going to predict the launch window for the Switch 2. Here is my prediction of the Switch 2's launch year lineup. Okay, so beginning with the launch itself, on the launch day of the new console, I do believe that there will be two major titles at launch. I think there will be two games at launch. From Nintendo themselves, there will probably also be games from third parties and stuff, but I don't know exactly how to predict any of those. I will be strictly focusing on Nintendo's first party titles. So at launch, I do believe we will get Metroid Prime 4 as a launch title, and I think it will be a dual release, just as Breath of the Wild was back in 2017 when it launched on both the Wii U and on the Switch. I think we will have a similar situation this time around, but with Metroid Prime 4 instead. So it will release on Switch and launch on the Switch 2 at the same time. That is what I think. So the Switch 2 will show off the capabilities of the new console, and you can see how much better it looks than on the regular Switch. But that was my first prediction, and I feel like that's a pretty safe prediction, because Metroid Prime 4 has been floating in the air for like how long now? It was announced at E3 back in 2017, and as we all know, development got reset back in like 2019, I believe. And that's like, it's 5 years ago now, and next year that will have been 6 years, so I think that's a pretty safe bet to have in there. Now, for my other prediction that will also be on the launch day, I do think it's time for a brand new 3D Mario game, and I do believe it will launch together with the system. As we all know, Mario is a system seller, and it's been 8 years. No wait, yes, next year it will have been 8 years since Odyssey released on the Switch, and that's a long time between 3D titles, so I do believe we're in time for a brand new 3D Mario. I would really love an Odyssey sequel, but considering the long time between Odyssey and this, I would actually prefer if they made a brand new game that's not tied to any previous titles. Like, I don't want a Galaxy 3 or a Sunshine 2. I don't think we would ever get a Sunshine 2, but you know, I think it will be something brand new. But I hope it will be as captivating as Cappy, because Cappy was a really great addition. Not just that you could transform Mario into different enemies, but like all of the acrobatics you could do with Cappy. It made like traversal and parkouring so much fun. So I hope there will still be some kind of elements in there that allows for like that kind of parkouring, because that was like one of my favorite things from Odyssey. I just love using Cappy, it's amazing. But yeah, I do think that will release together with Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch, because Metroid Prime 4 is more for like the hardcore gamers, and Mario is like for everyone that enjoys games, and it will sell like hotcakes. So that was my prediction for like the launch day, and now we will move on to the launch window, and I'm thinking this window is from like whenever the new system launches. Let's say it launches in March, and throughout like December is what I think about for like the launch window. And people, we have all been waiting for this. I think it's finally time for a brand new Mario Kart, and I think it will be called Mario Kart 10 and not 9, because Mario Kart Tour has released on the mobile phone. So that is technically Mario Kart 9. So I think they will release Mario Kart 10 on the Switch 2 probably a couple months after launch. Like similar to how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out. I think it was like in May? I think it was May or April, I don't remember. It was like April or May, like a couple months after the launch. And I think they will do the same this time around. And oh boy, I'm so ready for a brand new Mario Kart. Like, the new DLC stages was a great addition. It made me actually go back and play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a bit again. But I want something entirely new. I'm quite tired of like the Mario Kart 8 engine. I want something brand new. And I want to be surprised. And I hope they can do that, considering they've had like 10 years on them to make a brand new Mario Kart. So I hope it will be very good. Next up, I think Pokemon Legends CA will release on Switch 2. I think it will also launch on Switch. I'm not entirely sure if they will make it strictly a Switch game that you can use like backwards compatibility on the Switch 2, or if they will make two editions. I would like if they did that, because as we all know, Pokemon games on the Switch, they don't run very well. So I would very much appreciate if they could take advantage of the new console and new power to make a Pokemon game that looks stunning and runs smooth like butter. So I do hope we get a dual release for both the Switch and the Switch 2 with this. I'm not so entirely sure it will, but I think there might be a chance. But hey, who knows? Next one is a title I've heard some rumblings about. I have no idea if it will be true or not, but I do think we will get a remastered edition of Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As we all know, apparently, or allegedly, is it allegedly or apparently, I'm not sure, Nintendo showed off Breath of the Wild running in 4K with like additional probably shading and stuff, I don't know, to some people at some place. I don't remember the place, but it was like at an event, and they showed like how it ran in like 4K with minimal load times and stuff on the new system. So I do think we will get a Breath of the Wild remastered. Not at launch, but within the launch window for the Switch 2. And I'm sure a lot of people would buy it, because Breath of the Wild was a massive success. So I think a lot of people would love to see it running in 4K with minimal load times. Maybe even some additional content. I don't really know. I don't really think they would, but I think the only thing they would make that's new is like perhaps like 4K textures and of course 4K resolution, and maybe a new... I'm not even sure if they would use a new shading system. I don't know. Maybe they could like tweak the one they still have. I'm not sure, but I think we'll get a remastered edition of Breath of the Wild. And here comes another pretty safe bet. I think we will get a new Kirby game, because Kirby games release like all the time. So I think it's pretty safe bet that we will get a new Kirby game on the Switch 2 in the launch year. I'm pretty certain it will be. I don't think it will be a 3D Kirby game. It will be cool because I really enjoyed Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I would love like a sequel or like a brand new 3D Kirby game. I don't think we will get it. Maybe. I mean, there has been some years since Forgotten Land launched, so they could come out with one. But I think we'll see something Kirby. It might be a spin-off, it might be like a new 2D adventure, or it even might be a 3D game. I would hope it's a 3D game, but I'm not really putting my money on it. I think we'll get most likely a new 2D Kirby game, or perhaps like a Kirby spin-off. Like, since it's the launch year, I think it will be better for them to have like a mainline Kirby game, like either 2D or 3D. Okay, so I also think we will get some new additions to the NSO. And I think those consoles will be the DS and the Wii. So the reason I think we'll get a DS NSO is because I've heard some rumors that the console will have... I'm not sure, I don't know if it will have a camera, but I do think it will have a built-in mic. And that means that we can play games that are made on the DS, because the DS had a microphone. But if we have a built-in microphone, it means we can play DS games. That would be so cool. I would also really like to get a 3DS NSO, but I would not put my money on that. I also think we'll get Wii NSO. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get GameCube. I would really like that, but I don't think we will. I'm not sure why, but I feel like we will never get GameCube, Virtual Console, or NSO. But we can get Wii. As we all know, the Joy-Cons can sort of like emulate the Wii remotes and the nunchuck. And if the new Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 are even better, I'm pretty sure we might eventually see Wii games on the NSO. I think it could be really cool to have the Wii NSO there. We also had Wii Virtual Console on the Wii U. I know it kind of used the built-in Wii system, I think. So it booted up the game in like the Wii mode. So I'm not sure if that game was emulated in that sense. I think it actually ran natively. Don't quote me on this because I'm not really sure. But I think when you played Wii Virtual Console games on the Wii U, it opened up in the Wii menu. And since it did that, I think it played the game natively instead of emulating it, so I'm not really sure how it will work on the Switch, but the Switch 2 should be more than powerful enough to emulate the Wii. So I think there might be a chance. And lastly, this is my last prediction. Oh wait, I forgot something entirely. No, this is not my last prediction, but it is my second to last prediction. I think, and this is just because Luigi's Mansion 2 is releasing this year on the Switch, I think it's time for a new Luigi's Mansion. I think we will see Luigi's Mansion 4 around Halloween times next year. There's been quite a few years since Luigi's Mansion 3 released, which was back in 2019 if I believe, and that will have been like 6 years in between then. And that's plenty of time to make a brand new Luigi's Mansion game. And it felt really odd for them to like release Luigi's Mansion 2 like randomly during summer on the Switch, and we don't even get the first game. I'm like, why do we do this? And I think we do this to have Luigi's Mansion fresh on our minds, because I think we might get a new one next year. It might be hopeful thinking, but I will grasp at everything I can grasp, because I actually like all of the Luigi's Mansion games. I really like the first one. I actually also like the second one. I had a blast playing through it, and I also really like the third one. I'm not sure which one is my favorite. They are all very different. Like, they are very different. Like, each game feels very different from one another. But I did really enjoy the mission-based things in the second game. But who knows? I'm not sure. I like things from each of them. And my final prediction is, I think it's time for a brand new IP from Nintendo. During the launch of the Switch, we got ARMS, which was a brand new IP, and I actually liked ARMS. I just felt like it missed a few things. Like, I feel like it needed a proper story mode with some cutscenes. I would like that because it's like a fighting game. And when I think of like fighting games, I think of like Tekken, and there we have like a prologue and an epilogue usually, which you can like see cutscenes into like the lives of the characters, and I think that would help flesh out the experience, at least for me. But hey, I really did enjoy the multiplayer in that game. That's some really good multiplayer. I want something entirely new. I have no idea what it would be, but I want to be surprised, and I want to be like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, that looks so dope. But hey, we'll see. We got Splatoon on the Wii U, and we got ARMS on the Switch, and what will we get here on the Switch 2? We just have to wait and see. Well people, that was my predictions. Do you agree with some of them? Do you have any predictions of your own? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see, or wait for Nintendo to show us this thing, which will probably happen. I put my money on like September, October this year, that we'll get some Switch 2 news, so I'm very excited for that. And I'm also excited for the Nintendo Direct in June. I don't have high hopes, but I might be surprised. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate if you left a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and other gaming videos, or other stuff if I feel like posting it. But anyways, thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.